There are legitimate reasons to stampede and riot. I'll tell you guys right now, getting into the front to see Travis Scott is not one of those reasons.
Police and firefighters responded to a mass casualty event at Astroworld Music Festival.
Total casualties, at least 8 confirmed fatalities tonight. We had an attendance of approximately
8 people are dead and at least 25 are transported to the hospital at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival this weekend in Houston. What's going on, guys? I'm Caleb and this is my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about the absolutely heartbreaking events that went down at Astroworld this weekend. A 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, 2 21-year-olds, 23, 27, and one's age is unknown. 13 of the 25 plus who were hospitalized remained hospitalized until Saturday afternoon, which was the next day, and 5 of them being minors. According to an article on CNN, about 50,000 people were at the sold-out Astroworld Festival at NRG Park, the stadium complex where the Astrodome and the NRG Stadium stand. Concert goer Alexis, 23 years old, once the concert started, all hell broke loose. All of what is to be 50,000 people ran to the front, compressing everyone together with little air available. This has got to be one of the craziest things I have ever seen in my entire life. And part of the main controversy, and I definitely agree, is how was this not stopped earlier? I saw a ton of videos of people trying to warn security, call the cops, whatever. There were ambulances, and try to get Travis's attention to stop the madness. I just don't get that it wasn't stopped before people died. There are plenty of testimonies online and on TikTok saying that basically when the event started, they couldn't breathe, they were getting squished, people were getting trampled, and that ultimately led to people losing their life at a freaking concert. Well, let's talk about it. I mean, who's to blame here? What do I think? Does my opinion even matter? Let's just talk about this. This is one of the craziest things that I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm definitely not going to defend Travis entirely. However, I do believe that the adults in the room needed to shut this thing down long before this had happened. In Travis's defense, nobody can really tell the mindset of somebody who's performing on stage. Tons of distractions, tons of lights. It's so hard to do anything and be aware of literally anything up there. 50,000 people is a lot of people. It's hard to just gauge what's going on, and you know what? I'm not going to put Travis completely at fault here, but I'm also not going to let him off the hook, obviously. At one point, I did see a video where Travis did stop for somebody that he saw passed out, or he got the attention, which is exactly what he needs to do.
Slowly. We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here. Somebody passed out right here.
But the second he found out something was up and people were throwing around that someone has died, he should have put an end to it right there. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not defending Travis completely. I think he's done some insanely douchey things on stage. There was the whole incident about kicking the photographer off stage. Someone stole his shoe. He, asked people to rush the stage. You know what? He's done some douchey things before, and it is what it is. But I am honestly just in more disbelief that the majority of the crowd would kill for this guy. Literally. I'm just baffled that we, as concert goers and lovers of music, have come to the point where we've trampled over each other and we're not lending helping hands for a freaking concert. We're talking about 50,000 people. That many people could flip the entire stage over if they wanted to. They could overthrow this entire operation, and I just don't get it. I've been going to shows for 15 years. I've been to hundreds and hundreds of shows. Literally never once in my life have I seen anything like this or felt like I was truly in a life-threatening situation at a show. I understand the hype, I understand the rush, but it is never at the expense of someone else's life. And this is also not a debate about which genres are better or which scenes are better. I mean, if you have been a fan of the channel, you know that I come from a metalcore background, a hardcore background, and one of our giant common phrases is if someone falls down, you pick them up. That is a phrase that is just an unwritten law.
When someone falls, what do you do? When someone falls, what do you do? That's right, people.
That should apply to literally everything. There's tons of videos out there of bands stopping their set, stopping in the middle of a song.
Got a little problem
Pick
up
him
here.
up. Pick him up right
Everybody.
now.
I see him back there right now. Is he okay? You don't fucking slam somebody on their fucking head like that, you fucking douchebag.
I mean, somebody's going to have to take accountability for this, whether that be Travis Scott, Live Nation. I mean, the cops could have jumped in at any point. But honestly, guys, I just think that it's going to have to start at a smaller level with the people who went to the show. The idea of if someone falls down, you pick them up needs to be applied all the time, everywhere. I can't believe we're at a concert and This is just not a common humanity requirement. So yeah, you know what? The cops needed to shut this down. Live Nation needed to pull the plug. Security needed to shut the lights off, whatever. The second Travis knew something was up, he needed to stop. But in my opinion, guys, a major issue is like, why can't people just watch out for other people? I've seen entire mosh pits and crowds stand still to help a group or one person off the ground. The last time I almost fell down in a mosh pit, someone picked me up before I even hit the ground. Like a 14-year-old, it was probably their first freaking concert. And in my opinion, concerts, shows, that needs to be a safe place for people to go. It has to be. It absolutely has to be. And I get it, man. Stuff happens. I've gotten a concussion at a show before. My best friend got roundhouse kicked in the balls at a Knock Loose show. Like, stuff happens, but this is something that should never happen. I mean, there's always going to be douchebags at shows, but it's like the majority of the non-douchebags like snuff that out so quickly. One thing I will say is that not everybody at the show obviously was like a selfish jerk. I have absolutely huge respect for everyone who was trying to aid in people getting out, who were helping people up who were getting trampled, who were doing CPR, who were notifying the cops, who were trying to risk their health and safety to jump on stage and tell officials. Like, huge respect to those guys. Those are the guys I'm talking about who I believe make these shows a safe place. I'm just in disbelief that there are less people who would be willing to do that than the majority. It makes me so sad. There are legitimate reasons to stampede and riot. I'll tell you guys right now, getting into the front to see Travis Scott is not one of those reasons. I'm just absolutely heartbroken that this kind of thing happened. This is not cool, for sure, under any circumstance, man. Music should be one of those things that connects everybody and just not drives us to kill each other. I just, like, why is that even a set? Like, that shouldn't even have to come out of my mouth. I hope this is an incredible eye-opener and lessons learned for a lot of the people who put this on. I mean, this is a huge showcase of poor management and just bad planning in general, which ultimately ended up in fatalities at a concert. It's incredibly sad. And my prayers definitely go out to the families and friends who lost someone that night. Gosh, man, it's not cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, for sure, like, you know, I didn't really listen to Travis Scott before. I probably won't support him anyways, but, you know, I'm not going to put 100% of the blame on him. I'm putting some major blame on security, the cops for not shutting it down, and definitely, you know, Live Nation. They need to have at least a couple statements about this. But listen, you guys, if someone falls down, you got to pick them up. Man, that's the rule, man. That is the freaking rule. And I just can't believe that was the ideology of the minority in this case. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you on the next video.